Look how you fought. Get back, bro. Get back up here because of the table.
What you mean?
You done push yourself back. All right, yo, ain't gonna be a blank ass man over there talking.
You said how? I said no. Mr. Pole Man over here. I do stripper pole. You know I'm talking about this nigga because he put them all together. You know how you like to advertise everything. Nigga go around, nigga, I do stripper poles, I do telephone. I nigga like I do telephone poles.
Why that bitch ain't raising? That hoe supposed to.
That nigga gave me.
Yeah, look, Chris. You
gotta use.
Chris want them impatient contracts. Here, man, give me the screwdriver. You
gotta use force like.
Give me the screwdriver, man. I told you, man, a 9x16. You bring a 5.8.
Listen to this nigga. He trying to tell that nigga how to do it.
Nah, let's get it. Y'all ready?
Damn, you alright? You smacking like that?
Damn, hard.
What?
Wait to do all this shit while he on the microphone.
Let's get it.
You don't want to hear all
I'm
this
ready.
shit.
Ready like a feather.
Why you don't do the thing no more?
I just wait till everybody, stop breathing. And,
Because you didn't do it last time too, I noticed.
No, I did do it last time after you had said it.
Yeah, but before you did.
I was trying to make sure everybody ready.
You know we like to make a lot of noise.
I'm just saying, because look, you saying that right now, this all I hear. I mean, come on, man. Who's doing all that?
I don't know which mic they coming from.
That's what I say, because... Watch.
But this nigga over here doing all that with that nigga.
I ain't making no noise, though.
Two sides to the story podcast is the host, Big Mike.
Young Wade in the cut. Ugly truth.
And Chad G, baby.
Hey, 2025, summertime live. Hope y'all staying hydrated out there. Hope you is. But hey, today we got a new guest with a new topic, and it's a good topic. And I hope everybody chime in. And if you don't get to see it, if you do get to see it, please give it to somebody, because there's going to be some good news that you can use. And we have a guest today on the podcast today, go by the name of Joe. Joe, you like to say what's up to the crowd or whatever, man?
Good, y'all. What's good? Appreciate
Yes, sir.
for having me.
Yes, sir. Also, too, Joe brought the topic, too, though. And the topic he brought to us is based off intergenerational trauma. And here are some of the key points that we'll be discussing. Genetics. And the genetics is talking about research that suggests a traumatic experience that can cause changes. Also, you have behavior. Parents who have experienced trauma may exhibit behaviors such as anxiety, emotional detachment, also difficult regulating emotions. And also you have cultural. Let me get to the last one. You have cultural and social. And explaining that, you have traumatic events that can shape a culture's narratives, beliefs, and values, which that are transmitted to future generations. So, and these are just different examples of the intergenerational trauma that we'll be discussing, from coming from childhood. And we got 5 people, we got 4 mics, and we gonna rock the show. And don't worry about how we do it, but just believe this, we fit to do it. And we always do this, whoever want can get it first, but anybody want to, matter of fact, Mr. Joe, since you brought the topic up and you put the shoes on and laced them up, do you mind letting us know, where you come from, even with the topic? What made you come up with the topic?
We was talking about, issues in the black community. And no, we just kind of, we're chatting back and forth, about what we both been through. I mean, we lived in the same household, but lived 2 different separate lives. And I mean, I'm sure y'all can tell we opposites.
Y'all look up now.
We complete opposites for the most part. But just trying to, I know it's cliche right now, but just trying to go on a healing journey. Self-reflect, hold myself accountable. Because one thing I was reading, when I was just kind of on Google and searching. One thing I was reading, it said that, even though the trauma isn't your fault, it's your responsibility as an adult to heal and put in the effort, to you. I mean, you can't cure it, but to try to manage that trauma, and how you react in certain situations. Anxiety, depression comes into play. I mean, I know firsthand about that. I can tell you all about it.
Anybody on the platform would like to speak on something, just say something you had as a childhood, speaking of the situation or the topic we have, something that happened in your childhood that you can really say, hey man, when I went through this was like a dramatic change in my life. Possibly could have been a setback for a little minute, but this is really a dramatic change in my life. Would anybody like to speak on?
I'll take it. It was one time, me and my mom, we had a 2-bedroom apartment, you know what I'm saying, in Duncanville, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to say we had a storage and we had all our stuff off in there. You know what I'm saying? We was on our way moving to another storage, and it was time to pay it or whatever. I guess she didn't. At the time we ain't have enough money, so the people end up selling all our shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a little setback. Like everything that was in there. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that was the one time I seen my T Jones go in grind mode. You know what I'm saying? Like I never seen her ask nobody for help. You know what I'm saying? If she did it, she made sure I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? So I know she was working like overnight. You know what I'm saying? From sun up to sundown type shit. Then boom, look at like right after that shit. Damn near everything that we lost, we had back twice as much. You know what I'm saying? Because better, like it wasn't the same stuff, but like it was like say for instance, like if I had a twin size bed, I was able to have a full or a queen size bed. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Everything y'all lost, y'all.
We got back. You know what I'm saying? And it was
Everything y'all lost.
Don't forget, Cole, you gotta
talk into the mic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't forget, Mike.
My bad, Chad G.
But yeah, so it was like it was a little setback. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like everything happened for a reason to let you know, like you can't play around with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you do gotta take shit serious. You know what I'm saying? Like. Definitely them folks, they don't give a damn about what you got going on with your life. They want their money. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, shit, that was one thing we didn't have, but, shit, that taught me how to, you know what I'm saying, stay in grind mode. Shit, if I ever need something, go get it. You know what I'm saying? Before I ask somebody for it, I make sure if I'm able to go get that shit before I ask somebody for something, because I let that be the last thing my last go-to, you know what I'm saying, is to ask anybody for help, you know what I'm saying?
How long the grind mode supposed to last, though?
Shit, however long you gotta last. It ain't no time frame on it, you know what I'm saying, because you don't know. If you put a time frame on it, if you don't meet that time frame, then what?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I ask is because, like, just on the topic and, what he was saying about my brother was about,
It's no situation.
And Mike about just breaking down the definitions and whatnot, and like the energy that gets transferred and stuff, and
why, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm reason I asked that question because like grind mode just like another way of masculine saying like survival mode. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like you said, everything happened for a reason, supposed to be a lesson, right? Mm-hmm. So, if the lesson is like being understood and accepted and then mastered, then it should be a grind mode. It should be like I done what I was supposed to do, so I don't have to consistently grind all the time.
But no, you 100% right. But like I guess like that's a form of growing up. You know what I'm saying? Because a person done been through so many of the same things, and what you call them losses or you call them lessons. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say like I guess that's what considered still grind mode. You know what I'm saying? Because you steady going through the same thing. Like even if like. I don't want to get off topic, but like relationships, if you're going through the same shit with different girls, you know what I'm saying? That's the same shit.
But that's the key thing you just said. Is it what makes it a lesson and loss? Is if you're not learning from it or if you're not doing nothing with the information, it's a loss because you steady going through the same thing. So you losing out on time, you losing out on stuff that
but you still can look at it as a lesson too, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you learn it because you learning at the same time.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because if you look at it as a loss, you ain't. That you gonna, like you say, you gonna continue to go through it. I don't know, like, cause
But
Shit,
that's what I'm saying.
Me, you know what I'm saying? I was going through the same shit.
That's what make that situation a lesson because you learn, you understand and everything. So it don't become over and over again. Even if the next time is one step that you do differently, that's better.
So it's really up to that person.
Yeah, it's always up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even going back to the topic thing, it's like me. I understand. I got a lot of my mama. And to this day, I see. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that I get from my mama, the energy, the way I talk, the traits and stuff like that. But what I try to gain from it is see maybe how she. I ain't gonna say I don't want to start out with the negative stuff, but that's really what I look at to get better in life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I look at it. If I'm like her, let me take this trait and see how to enhance it or make it better. Or the things that she do good, like what can I do and how can I implement that to be that same inspiration or whatever. And that's why I would take from what you just said. Like you seen something, so like how can I use this energy? Because all it is it's either information that we hold on to, energy that we see that we can do something, and then we have to remind ourselves you're capable of doing that in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we use this stuff for. So like I say, I see that in myself because I can go around and see where I pick up on different things from different people, just naturally, bro. You know,
because you just like,
because I observed them so much. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn. I started doing the same and I ain't gonna throw up our conversation, but Big Mike, even when we talk, you know what I'm saying?
Clear your throat, bro.
That shit came from nowhere. But I don't, I can see how I done met his daddy, so I can see when he tell me these stories and then see where like these same things you learning or you having issues with your daddy or you feel this type of way, naturally you could just give that to your son and it can work itself out. And you know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff is happening for reasons for us to get each generation better and better. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's all the work that we need to put in.
Us.
It's up to us to put in that work. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
And I ain't, my man didn't chime in, so I ain't like I'm saying anything. But I'm just saying that but I know how you are off the camera.
I'm over here just enjoying a good topic with some good fellowship with good brothers. Yeah. But I do want to say this though. I want everybody. I mean, help me out with this too though. On this point of because my thing is like I want everybody to like. And I'm not saying it's easy because it's not easy because it took me a while myself. But to learn how to just move forward and not let the trauma that you do go through, I say handicap your life. When I say like you don't know how to move forward, like man, I went through this and like the ones that still like
excuse type shit.
This my bird in my hand, this my cigarette. I'm just man, this is it. This me.
You stopped yourself because this is what went on.
I want to learn how to motivate that person to be like, man, and I don't. I mean, this, and I can't say, well, look how I'm living. I'm not saying nothing like that, but just saying, how do you motivate yourself too in them situations? Because I know the child. It took a while, man. Like some of the stuff we went through growing up. Some of the stuff like far as even just saying the situation of. Like you saying the storage. I can remember the time we had to move out of an apartment. Then couldn't pay the bills. Couldn't pay the rent. We got to go. You know what I'm saying? And I done seen that to where later on a friend of mine's, well, supposed to be anyway, but bring it up as a joke. It's a joke now. We scoring one day. We joking or joning or going hard on each other, how you want to call it. But a person says that and use that as a joke. As a child, we crushed. Like, dang, I'm gonna give you something back, but in the back of my mind, that ain't no real joke because that really happened. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I really went through that.
Yeah, nigga, we don't
you know
play
what I'm saying?
Like that type shit.
And it's something like certain, but it's like, everybody gonna say, hey, when you're joking, man, it's hey, you gotta have tough skin because it's up. It's off limits. Some stuff ain't off limits, but it's according to who you dealing with because you got some respect for. Like some people I can joke with, some stuff I'll never say. That just out of respect.
And then on that, I feel like it's the time. I'm like, is this person still going through this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a true friend, like, am I still seeing this situation affect this person? You know what I'm saying? Because it's easier to look at a story and talk about the story versus being in a chapter and we trying to talk about what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it's done and your emotions ain't nothing, I can go in on that joke. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Because, like I say, we gon' our culture, the way we build ourselves, we gonna joke about hardship and this and that because we talk to laugh about shit that ain't
Yeah.
It ain't, you know what I'm saying, to get over
It
it.
just, you got some that just don't know how to. When I say really, I don't know if you want to say proud or just say, hey, man, I really don't know how to really express myself. Like, hey, man, that joke really hurt. I mean, we can joke all day, bro, but man, you kind of said some kind of rub my feather. You didn't have to say that, though, bro, but we good, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you had to say that? Just, that made you feel good just to, oh, man, that joke wasn't high enough for me. That wasn't strong enough for me to belittle you, so let me find something else to really belittle you. But we still cool, though, bro. I ain't really mean that. But it's like, man, that's crazy. Man, you talk one-on-one on the low about
You brought it up though.
that's nothing should be a joke, but I mean I ain't talking about the joking part. But my main thing is I just want people to learn how to motivate themselves if they can, man. Find yourself, man. Don't let it just like we say, get that monkey off your back, man. Don't let that monkey just wear you down and where you just feel like, man, I done went through this trauma, man, and I don't see myself doing nothing else. I just see myself only doing this, and just try to find yourself, man. Please, man. Don't wait so late in life and let it linger around. Like find your way. You find your way. Get around some people that can help you motivate or go talk it out. Because that's what my problem was. I used to keep so much in, and I didn't know how to talk it out. I didn't know if I say something, would you use that later on against me? So I just keep it to myself. But that was a bad thing because now you can be in a situation and you let it all out on the person probably ain't did nothing to you because over the time you just been building this fire, but you ain't let that fire out. So talk it out with people if you can, man. You know, try to find your niche. But I got another thing too for y'all. Do y'all feel like sometimes too, as the parents we have, that they like? Because this is one of the words too. I wanted to topic. Do you feel like something they went through as probably that they told you? Because sometimes parents, you know, they might don't tell us everything that they went through or whatever, but something they probably went through that you feel like now as a parent, since they parenting you, it's affecting you because something they went through. But y'all ain't never go through it, but they always remind you, well, I just do this because of something I went through. Well, mama, we not going through that though. Or time to change now, so why you keep repeating that? Have you ever heard that before or know of a situation that your parent went through?
I mean, that's the same thing I was kind of saying with Young Wade. You know, it's just like you got this survival mode thing. Mm-hmm. You know, my mama saying that, you know, well, you can't do this, man, because, you know, this will happen. I'm like, my thing was always like, coming to Texas is not California, especially in the area that we in, right? And, you know, this area that we lived in, you know, Arlington, just like, you know, you can be outside, you know, leave the door unlocked, you know, little simple stuff, you know. But back home, it's like, you know, a little sketchy. You know, you got wandering people around here, you know, doing certain things. So it's like you carried that, now you projecting stuff, and it's like, dang, you know. But it's like, is it like you protecting or are you like, you know, what they call the word, sheltering? Because it's like, for me, it was like, you know, being a parent, like meditating. I'm talking about driving in the middle of nowhere in Texas and thinking about what kind of parent do I want to be to my daughter. What I don't want her to feel how I felt, but still, like you say, make sure she has a lesson in life. Make sure I give her the basic knowledge of just being aware of things, you know, because I mean, so much I can just give out, but it's like, you know, either timely as you said or as it need to be. Just like at work, you know, I can tell everybody about, you know, driving the truck, but it's like some scenarios I can't tell you today.
Still got to go through it.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, I just chose to like it's funny. I had this conversation with my mother too, and it's so funny because it's like she was still stuck in her ways, and it's like, you know, as I've been told, I'm the challenge. I'm challenging her. I'm like, but why'd you do that? Well, I'm just doing what mama told me. I'm like, how does that work when you left from that situation and you still carried the same thing that you didn't like, but you giving it to me? Mm-hmm. Like, how do you feed me something that you didn't want to get fed on? Mm-hmm. So that bothered me. So my thing was telling my mother was like, look, I want my daughter to have an opinion. I want her to feel some kind of way. If I make her mad, whatever, to come talk to me so we can talk about it. Mm-hmm. Because the last thing I want you to do is take my behavior or something I said out of context because you didn't want to take the time to figure out what it was or where it came from. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying, like, it comes from a place like me, you know, being a father, want to protect her, right? Like, just recently she went on a trip, and I'm sitting here like, dang, you know, I'm thinking, I can think all the negative things that could happen, but it's like, why put that spell out there like that? Because I was out alone by myself, too, as well. And it's like, she got to live life, too. So it was hard, but I had to create that mindset. So I guess, like what you said, I had to teach myself to, like, not carry negative burdens because, because life is whatever your decisions are. Yeah. You know, all that I can do is teach. Whatever she does is not me unless I know I had some type of bad behavior that she's seen. And that's another thing that was supporting me too, is like how I carry myself around her, which is another example. Like when we met up at the bowling alley, and then you just see my daughter to me, you was like, "Oh, that's your dad, that's your daughter." Like it's like I feel like it shocked you because her mannerism, she's real quiet and soft spoken, and it's like, yeah, that's me too. I can't be that way, but then I'm a little more outspoken than her. You know what I'm saying? So, and because I was always quiet, and then I found also, like I was saying earlier about the being kind and being nice, is that I had people take advantage of me in all kind of ways. You know what I'm saying? So. That's probably why I built that persona of like speaking out, but not trying to be disrespectful to people. You know what I'm saying? Because people will play you.
So let me ask you this, Joe. Since you had came up with the topic, and then when you was talking about it a while ago, you was saying one of the ways of why you was doing this because of self-awareness, as far as you trying to figure out. So what made you like okay? What made you? Two questions maybe. What made you kind of get this awareness of I want to do a change, and what made you to go to the category of let me figure out where I get some of this stuff from? You know what I'm talking about?
So it's probably both parts of that question. I mean, part of it I won't call it mandatory, but it was part of my past, and I always thought it was crazy people go to therapy. We don't go to therapy. We don't talk about problems. The fuck? And I feel like we did grow up sweeping a lot of stuff under the rug that never got talked about, still isn't talked about, and probably won't ever be talked about. And some of that, I noticed that I was passing on to my daughter. And when she was, much younger, I had a revelation. I was like, why are you grabbing a belt? Talk to her. Like, why is that the first thing the black community does is grab a belt? You're going to get your ass whooped. And, and so now I sit her down and she's 15 and I have a complete open door policy. Once a week, I sit down with her and ask her, what's on your mind? What bothered you this week? How did you react to it? How do you think, that situation could have, was it something you're in control of? Was it because of someone else? But I have those talks.
Teaching her how to process.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a good
Teaching
thing.
her how to process.
That's a good thing to have too, bro.
And it is because I don't feel like I did. I didn't know how to process except for anger or crying. But
that's the key thing. That's the key thing, and since we got to share mics and shit. But that's the key thing about you saying that, like you said, sweeping up on the rug. I'm not sweeping it under the rug. I'm giving you I'm opening the door. Fuck vulnerability or how you make me feel. Say what's on your mind. And then from there, the dialogue, the conversations, the whatever, the mindset get easier for both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because that's built, that's established. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. That's all I'm chiming in to say.
Hold on, let me ask you this. So on top of that, before you get to the next part, as a parent, because I was having this conversation with him too, is that I feel like I just had this epiphany that I don't know my parents. Meaning, like, I only see things from the outside. So my thing is like parents don't talk to their kids about their own problems. As far as like, why did I do this and that and the other? You know what I'm saying? Or why did I'm still going through this problem? You know what I'm saying? And the problem is, there's so much talk about what should be done, but the hardest thing is actually the behavior and how you carry yourself. And that's why, for me, integrity is so important. Like, we go to jobs, see people doing stuff all the time, and to me, it's frustrating because it's so performative. This has been my favorite word, because performative it's like a glorified word of being fake. People patting you on your back, but you don't got no real results. Like, I'm gonna be funny. 2K is a game, right? But it ain't no real stats. You ain't getting no real check from it. But I'm the greatest. It's like, okay, whatever. But because that's the thing for me, like,
Why you didn't use Call of Duty?
Because I'm great at that.
Okay.
No, and I say that for the fact because when I'm talking to my daughter, like, and again to what we talked about earlier, I explain to her that what she's going through, I've been there. As far as like, which I would say now, social anxiety. Not want to be around a lot of people. I've always been a person personable, with certain people. I don't like groups. Cause I feel like when I see groups, they seem fake to me. Because out of that whole group, can I say I trust every last one of them? I want to be able to say that. I want to be able to, like, turn my back and feel like nothing's gonna get taken from me. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
So, yeah, I just think it's important because I want my daughter to know who I am, and it's so funny because like she can really break me down, especially since herself been going to therapy, you know, about things that she's going through, but it hurt me at first. It's like, dang, like what could it be? You know what I'm saying? I feel like, I provide a good life, support her, but it's like I said, a lot of what I'm teaching her, a lot of stuff that she's dealing with internally, I can't fix that,
Do it make you feel like a little bit like, dang, why she couldn't come to me? I ain't gonna say like, was this?
No, you said, I mean, before
like, why she didn't come to me first before she do the therapy, or is it like, you know what? I'd rather you do the therapy. At least I know you not feel like you're getting judged, whoever you talking to at that time, and then we can go back. Or would you rather come on to me first? Because I ain't gonna judge anyway. I just want to hear what's wrong.
I mean, this is that I tell my daughter all the time, right? And y'all hear me say all the time. Judgment is part of life. I don't care what a person says. When people say don't judge me. You did something.
Yeah.
I got a thought.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be dumb if I just looked at you and have no type of thought or intuitive thought. That'd be dumb of me, right? Mm-hmm. So my thing is to accept, again, who you are. Everything's eternal. So, like my boy Bobby, he said something to me that was kind of funny because he the only person I've ever heard say that. Because he was telling me how he had issues with, him being how he is, smart and all, and trying to fit in. And people making him feel bad for being smart. Yeah. And all he wanted to do was fit in and have friends. But he was like, man, you never had that problem. You didn't mind being who you were. And that's just how I am to this day. Like, and it's funny because I explained this to my wife too, because she thinks that, when I buy certain things, I get influenced. I said, I've never been a person who just get influenced like that. I have to make the decision on my own. I'm not going to say I didn't think about it, but it has to be my conscious thought. If I can say that so-and-so made me do this, am I controlling my life at this point? Do I have any control of my life? Mm-mm. If I let something outside of me make a decision that I didn't consciously make for myself, let alone benefit from myself, regardless of what it is. You know what I'm saying? I had to break that down. So I was like, nah, we all got things around us, got interests and whatnot, but it had to be my decision at the end of the day.
When I want to do it.
Yeah, because then what get to happen? Well, something happened, I get to blame you for it. But that's not how it really is. You know what I'm saying? But to go close with your question, it didn't hurt me. It didn't hurt me because it's like, I wouldn't know what to say. Mm-hmm. Depends on what it is that's going with her.
That's why I said depends on the situation.
I can say the only thing, we do talk about when she was in junior high school was about friends and people, right? Because her birthday is during the summertime. So most of all the kids, they out and about. So she didn't have a lot of friends. Of course, she's the only child. So they were trying to keep her busy, stuff like that. And I ain't gonna lie, that was hard because it's like I'm trying to work at nights. This is before I came to Frito. Working nights.
Trying to have something to do.
I'm up going to the store cooking. That's the thing about it, man. As fathers, we sacrifice our time too. Mm-hmm. And I ain't lying, bro. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired.
Yeah.
But
I'll say that again in the camera. Say that again.
Which
one?
I don't think that father do work.
That nigga a new father. That nigga baby can't even talk to.
Can't even make her own.
No, but in closing though, I'm glad she went that route because we still do talk. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that it's not even about being judged. I just think some people just feel like they're not ready to have a conversation with a certain person. And that's the thing. Like he was saying, like even my mother, I can break some things down. Like I asked, like once, okay, what happened to you and daddy? And she'll kind of pause and she do her scratching her head because when she do that, she don't know. Or I didn't hit. It's like okay.
How I'm gonna present it to him. You know what I'm saying?
And that's one thing I hated too as a child too. It was always I wait till you get older.
Yeah.
Now, if I would have knew better, I would have had a notepad, wrote all them things down because I want to know, right? But that's the thing I feel like parents do to deflect and actually not. We think kids is not understanding, but they do because we see. And that's how we end up picking up behaviors and whatnot. That's why I say it was so important for me around my daughter. When I came home, I didn't cuss like I cuss around y'all, or I didn't do this. I kept not being fake, but just not showing the stuff because it has because your behavior has responsibility. My daughter go to cuss and teacher. I was like, dang, they gonna like, what's wrong with where she get that from? Mm-hmm. It's a reflection, bro. Mm-hmm. So
what you hear?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I told her. Again, I was proud of her taking her trip because she's doing things that I wanted to do so bad, which is be independent, experience life, and have support. And that's my thing too, is that I felt like I never had support. But
that's the key thing, and that's why I was asking him about his situation about like You learning, and I call these superpowers because a lot of people say you retarded or something for doing this. So I just call them superpowers because it's something different than the norm. But you teaching her how to use her superpowers and how to deal with them, and you know what I'm saying. Just like I was saying with him, with Joe, you know, talking to your daughter, you opening up that vulnerability, that side that they don't want to share. Especially they can share that with their mother because their mother been on that same journey. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. It's hard to go to the daddy sometimes because you don't want to disappoint them. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, but see, I don't.
It is, but it's go, Chris.
I wouldn't, because my thing is like, that's like that thing we always talk about where it's like the gender roles, right? Because it's your son or it's your daughter, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's who you feel comfortable with. I mean, I'm just saying, because you understand, like, there are certain conversations that my daughter can have with me. I tell me, we can talk about anything. It's a lot of stuff that I study that I look into. So you don't have a limit with me. Some followers say, no, I don't want to talk about that because, you know, she's my daughter. But she's a human being like anybody else, whatever.
I'd rather you heard from me anyway.
I mean, it's what I'm saying. Dude, you know what I'm saying?
A young one that's just trying to get in between your legs. So I want you to.
I mean, it's just like this, right? My daughter, you know, she talked to dudes, right? Yeah. I'm asking straight up, like, y'all talking? And she'll smile. And she's like, I don't know yet. I'm like, okay. But see, I got to understand, she's living life. I can't limit her because, I mean, she got a mother. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's just part of the process, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
like mine's 12, and I don't, and like I told her, I'm not trying to scare you into say, you know, because some parents can be so harsh on their kids. And that's why we got to watch as parents, too. You can be harsh on your kids so hard, you can scare them into a gender that you, not saying a gender, you can scare them to liking something they really probably not even want to say they like, but you done push them into that because you put so much fear in them on, yeah, you get pregnant, you have a baby, all this stuff can't happen. Not saying it can't, but don't scare them so much to where now they thinking about, I don't want to have a dude, so now you pushing them into being a girl. And that could be but why you went that route? Because my mama always talked about, if I had a dude, I'm going to get pregnant. I ain't want to have no baby. No, you throwing their mind off a little bit, so you got to watch how, that's why when I talk to my daughter, I tell like, you gonna, you know, boys gonna come. I'm not knocking it. I say, but as of right now, you just 12, baby. You gonna be on phones. I was on phones, which I ain't heard on the phone yet, but I'm saying I was on phones. I'm not saying that, but right now, you just do your education thing.
What would you say on the phone, man? What was you saying? You gonna bring them hot pockets?
Hey, man. No, we wasn't doing hot pockets back in the day. I think we was eating chewies for the candy stuff.
Kid cuisine,
honey buns and stuff like that. Yeah, but no,
from the ice cream.
But I was just saying to say, because I don't want my kids, like you saying. Now, third, don't get me wrong. I ain't knocking it, because even with me, I don't know if I've been afraid to do it, or like you said, some people, like Joe said it too, like, man, some people feel like they have a problem because they going there, and it shouldn't be a problem. And I used to look at it like that. Why the F I got to go talk to a therapist? And I could just tell, but you ain't going to really tell that person you talking to everything you going through. You're not going to express everything. And hopefully that therapist can pull it out of you. Yes, sir.
And this is the thing I learned with my daughter is that, and even like, you know, watching videos about therapy basically just helps you in parts is like for you to be aware of your own problem and like come with a solution. And that's the thing. People not coming with solutions, like you said earlier, how to motivate yourself. Yeah. So
not just keep going back talking about my problem. Well, I had this problem.
Yeah.
But that how you fixed the last problem you came here with?
Yeah. So when people say judge is really how you interpret it from another person's lens. Right? I can't see myself. You see how I look in my expression. I don't know what it look like. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, why y'all worried about it? But it's just a feeling. But it's part of what we do. And it's like you yourself knowing how to get yourself out with the solution. You know what I'm saying? And it's just basically just talking through the problem as far as, you know, it not being a burden, you know, to you pretty much. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something too. It's a lot of kids right now. Chad, I know you grabbed the mic whole time. I got you. We already got you lined up. Hey, Ugly Truth got you lined up. But I'm gonna shoot this out there before Chad G get going.
Hey,
the main thing I want to say too, I just ask some of our parents, and I can say even from my situation, what I went through, how I was, not saying I was raised up wrong with them, I'm just saying some of the household stuff I went through, I can say that brought some trauma to me. I can say, well, you know how you like say, like, man, I can't wait till I get, boy, I get 18, or wait till I graduate. Or, man, I ain't coming back to this house, but boy, I can't wait.
Run away.
I'm like, boy, I can't wait to go to college, just get away from it. I ain't going, if you go home and visit, I ain't gonna lie, I went through a spell of that, just, I knew what was going back. I knew what was going on at home. And you know how you be like, man, have anything changed since I've been gone? Over the phone, it'll sound like something changed, but when my visual, when I come back, it's like it's the same thing. So what am I rushing back to go home for? So there used to be times, at first I used to rush to go home from college. For a while, I go and I go. Thanksgiving and Christmas, I had friends every other weekend, every other 2 weeks, they got to go back home. I got to the point of, well, your household might have been different. You know what I'm saying? And that messes up a kid mind too when you got kids that was brought up different in a traumatized household from a good household. So guess what? That good household kid ready to get home. Because guess what? Man, I had it all before I left. That kid that's traumatized, he might not be ready to go home as much as him because I didn't have all that going home. So, but I got a little bit of it when I was out. So I'm probably comfortable more where I'm out at because when I went home, it felt like it did when I was a kid when I didn't have nothing at all.
But I feel like even in this situation, you don't see the other person's standpoint. Like, well, you are saying they going through this and you're the only light or you they only like refreshment or reset. So they want you to come back around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you come back around, they proud because that's my son. He going to school.
And what you saying, that's a big check because when I would come home, first thing we get around the family, oh, girl, Mike on. Oh, yeah, my baby on. Oh, man, he hit the dean list. He grades good, this and that. You know what I'm saying? And I was proud to hear my mama, express that to her friends or cousins or family members. You know what I'm saying? It just was, and I wasn't faulting them. One thing, and that's what you got to learn too. Don't fault your parents, man, because stuff they went through. Hey, they went through it, man. That's just like saying what we go through. Our kids see what we go through. And that's why I want to have that relationship where I don't want my kids to be like, man, I can't talk to my mom about nothing. My dad about nothing. I can't say nothing to him because every time I say something, he flare up. He ready to knock my ass out. So I ain't going to tell him. But I'm going to go tell my granny everything, who going to listen to everything. And that's what we did as kids too. Like I ain't going to say everybody relationship like that. I don't know. But grandma and granddaddy, especially grandma, I'll talk to my grandma about anything. But guess what? She going to listen. But when I get through, she gonna judge me, let me know what I did wrong, what I could have did better. But she listened first. Not as soon as I start, well, mama, let me just. Mama, I didn't even say what shirt I had on you. You already, and that's what bring kids away. So guess what? When they get older, I don't want to be that parent at home wondering why my kid's not coming home to visit me or why I'm at the house by myself. And I know I did in my head. I know I did my job as a father, but why they don't come by sometime and just stop by and just say, hey, Dad, or a call or a text. And it'll make that parent feel bad or whatever. But did you think about the traumatization you did as that child growing up? How much you hollered and screamed and now guess what? They grown now. They ain't got to sit there and listen to it. They did that 18 years. They get to decide when they want to hear, how they want to hear. Guess what? Hello. Oh, you holler, girl, please hang up, boo. Hey, you can't get mad now. They not in your household no more.
I ain't gotta go to the house.
I just want to, I ain't saying I'm kissing ass. Like, my son and my daughter, they can do whatever to go to jail. I'm not saying that, but we still going to have discipline. We still going to have respect. But I want you to all be able to come talk to me, not be so traumatized to where you can't talk to me or have nothing to talk about, or let me go talk to this person that really don't even care about you. Ain't need you nowhere right, but just gonna fake listen to you, lead you wrong, and lead you into what they want to live in. And I hate when people do this. What you going through. However you feel, you feel. But guess what? When you know something was right, teach that person what's right. Don't go keep going by like, okay, say for like you grew up not feeling love growing up. You probably didn't feel love growing up. Okay. Don't make the next person feel like, hey, feel like me. Hey, I didn't feel like growing up. Man, your family don't love you because they don't do that. You know what's right. You know what? I know how I feel. I'm going to make sure y'all don't feel like this. So y'all have a come up after y'all teach them to never feel like this. So we never feel like this again. I don't want it to keep rumbling like a wave of, why they keep going like this? Because you letting it. You ain't stopped it yet. Yes, sir.
Well, that's the whole thing about why some folks got to go to therapy, because a lot of folks, I've learned now, they mask or they got copinism. They do things to cope, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's always easier said than done. And like I said, I've seen too many people around me, even with my father, they just talk. They just talk. And that's why I feel like when I do get upset about certain things, behaviors, like I do have a reason, because I thoroughly went through the process of like, what I saw, what I judge, and what I see. And it's like, if you're gonna be mad at somebody, be mad at yourself about what you did. You know what I'm saying? And the thing, like I guess that's why I said earlier, like, you know, when parents, I don't know my parents, because it's like you don't know why they like that. Like, it's funny, my grandma one day told me like the way she is to control them, because back in those days, for some reason, the women, I guess I'll say, they love the sons more than they like the daughters. So the sons can do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to get out that whole mindset of like, oh, you got a daughter, you got a son, you got to treat them a certain way. I seen the effects of that. My grandmother is so hard because she had boys that can commit murder, and she was treated like, you know, she was less than. So she had to, while she independent, while you can't tell her what to do, but it's like all that is masking, bro. Because if you talking about what's doing right, it's about, like I said earlier, about being kind to each other. None of that other major stuff should matter about, you know, who's getting what, who's doing whatever. If we looking out for each other, you know. But yeah, because I witnessed with several people in the last couple of years of what masking is, and like how people really aren't really happy with themselves. You know what I'm saying? And not really doing the real work of actually, like, you know, to be that person. I mean, you gotta understand, like I tell people, like, it's like I said like this, how when people say I'm tired of being nice, like, dang, so nobody ever told you that they was grateful for, you know, for you being who you are, and how people can take advantage of people and they can mold. We as a group, collectively, as a community, whatever society, we do this to people. You know, when kids are a certain way, oh my God, people always feel bad at the last minute. I mean, even with these holidays, everybody during Christmas time is in the Christmas spirit. What was that shit 3-4 months ago?
Oh yeah.
That's why I don't fool with a lot of this stuff, because things were taught or embedded or brainwashed to say, around this day, you got to be in your best behavior, but not every day. I remember one time at work, somebody would say, oh, Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas. I was like, yeah, I don't do that. And it threw her off. Like that wrench I said, I just threw. She's like, oh, what? I'm happy, but I don't need that to tell me or to show happiness. But people do this shit unconsciously every year on each and every holiday, birthday, or whatever.
Death too. I got to have funerals in there. That'd be the most craziest time of my life to me, because it's like, man, we really celebrating this person, right? Why this person was alive? How much time did you get this person? Did you even check on this person? But guess what? Oh, I miss him. I miss her.
What we talking about that earlier?
But you had all this time when this person was alive to, hey, how you doing? I was just calling to check on you. I was just saying, how you doing? You need me to do anything for you? Guilty. But guess what?
Them be the first
when
one
they gone,
break down.
you miss them
Definitely
so
guilty.
much. You miss them so much. And it's like, why you take the time out then, though? You know what I'm saying? To give that person some time. And I even look at certain people that know people they done wrong, and they still ain't reached out to say, hey, you know what? I mean, aunties and uncles, grandmas, mama, you know, even if you're a child and you did somebody wrong, and you still can't say, hey, you know what, man, I know I'm a little older now, and I probably made a mistake when I was a little young, and I probably ain't never, you know, mentioned it or even made you, you know, feel better about that situation. But I apologize for the slip up I did, dude. You know, people, like you said, that's up under the rug, up under the welcome, man. We're going to move on from that. Keep going.
Yeah, but I want to get to his second part of the question I had for him about, like, you know, basically, when like, who do you like when you trying to find these traits? Who are you looking for? Like, what makes you identify this, or like what made you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I get this from my mama, or I do this, and then like, how do you process that? Like, when you get that information, or and of course we know we trying to do better with it or whatever, but like I say, with my mom, I just try to see, oh, well, she do this and she could be better, and then that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not judging her. I'm just saying, like, this what she falling short with, because it's easier for me to not, you know what I'm saying, be part of that, but to analyze that because I wasn't her. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but I am part of her because I got the same traits. So it's like, I got this information and I see how she act. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I was just trying to go back to, like, just with the topic, like, what do you do since you finding this trait that you got similar with this person? How do you process that as far as use it or whatever like that?
I will say one thing. Going to therapy was probably the best.
So you have?
Yeah, I have.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I
By
have.
yourself, like by yourself.
The first time it wasn't, but then after that it was. And it was actually like I said, I went into it like, man, I'm finna go in here and get him some bullshit, make up some shit, give him a sob story, and go home.
Because you didn't want to be there?
Yeah.
Okay.
That, and like I said, I used to think negative about therapy and counselors. Like, man, they just collecting a paycheck. They don't care about what's going on in my life. But one of the first counselors that I did have was a young lady right out of UTA. She was only like 22, just graduated, and she was hitting some triggers. And next thing I know, I'm like, hold on, this is not what I came for.
Shit! God damn!
He said this shit threw a spark off in that motherfucker.
Like she knew you already, huh?
Bro,
Like she read
and
your
she
biography.
talked to me like she knew me. She cussed at me. I ain't gonna say her name because of that, but she was in that room giving me the business for 6 weeks straight.
Oh yeah, she
Man,
let you know.
And
that boy say 6 weeks.
I-
Like a report card.
man,
for real.
and like I said, I'm thankful for that experience because it opened my eyes initially, and then continuing to go on my own taught me, like he said earlier, like Chris said, how to self-reflect and be able to manage your own issues before you transfer them to your kids, your family. I remember the last time my daughter got a whooping. I'm trying to think, she was probably like, I'd say 8 or 9. And one thing that I realized when I look back is I used to, like you said earlier, fuck her day up by yelling early in the morning. I'm out the bed. I don't want to be up. I don't want to go to work. And so we was rushing one morning, and I made her some cereal, and I was like, here go your breakfast while I go in here and get ready. And I think I had forgot something, so I came right back like less than 2 minutes later, and that whole bowl of cereal was gone. The bowl was in the sink. I'm like, girl, you ate that cereal? Yep. I flagged it off. I was like, okay, whatever.
Uh-oh.
So we on the way out the door, and I happened, I think, to drop my keys under the couch and found her cereal under the couch.
The milk.
The milk and
Milk,
That's what I was
everything.
gonna say.
She poured the whole bowl out
Damn.
on the floor under my couch.
Damn.
And you know what? And like I said, looking back, I have to apologize to myself and to her because she did that for a reason to help us leave sooner. Because I said we were running late. You need to come on. I caused it.
Yeah.
I could have said, "Hey, babe, we running late. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. Go ahead, get dressed." You know,
She
but
basically doing
what I should have did. Exactly.
She didn't want you to be late, basically.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? She was
And
trying-
I expressed that in the wrong way, where she felt that was a necessary step to take,
yeah.
so that she wouldn't hold us up.
Yeah, man. Because she knew
And
it was gonna take some time to eat that bowl of cereal.
She
Ain't
did.
nobody for the speed.
Nah, hell,
She
nah.
did.
That's like
Not
you
the-
just
And like I
sitting there
said, in 2 minutes, girl, it was Captain Crunch. You know that scratch the tongue in your mouth. You can't just eat that any kind of way.
don't forget the berries.
Scratch the top of that mug.
Don't
And-
forget the berries.
Ever since then, like that traumatized me for her. Cause the look in her eyes when she looked up at me, I was like, what is your problem, dude? Like why are you waking up like this anger already and passing that on to her to take to school to her teachers and then wonder why she getting bad stickers and bad. I helped do that. Yeah. And like I said, we have to take responsibility for that and to be responsible for not passing that on. We may do some of it purposely, but it's up to us to heal and fix our own self issues.
Yeah,
because it will fuck them up.
it will.
And matter of fact, so she's 15. Like Chris said, my daughter came to me when she was 13 and said, "Dad, what is depression?" And that broke my heart. Like, why do you want to know about depression? Because I think I'm depressed. That hurts.
Yeah.
And that's when I really just had to go deep. Like, I had a lot to do with that shit. Whether it was the anger, you know, punishment, whatever. I helped her get to that point. And so I had to apologize. And you know what? I'm going to do better. If I need to walk out the room and take a deep breath before I talk to you, I'm going to do that. Because I don't want to just snap. I don't want to be, like you said, get your ass out the bed.
And I got a son like that. I call him, I mean, in my head, I be like, boy, this boy love to provoke. He just a provoker to me. Because when I say that, I'm saying, he know it's wrong. He know what he doing. He know the outcome. He know he can't whoop me. And it's like, wow. It's like,
He can't whoop
you. It's like, so why is you doing all this? What is you doing? What are you doing it for? You don't even have an explanation for it. Then it's like, how you even get like this? Hey, I mean, it's like say for you say, hey, take that off your head. But it's something you want to wear. Not just, okay, take it off your head. No, it's you walk off. And it's like that demeanor.
The extra emotions.
I know you mad,
and
you upset. Okay, I know you mad because it happened, but hey, taking off your head hurted you? That didn't hurt you, man. Come on, let that go, bro. Why do you let somebody say something to you, interact like what's, you know, like how do it destroy you like that? Like, can't nobody tell you nothing. But guess what? When you slip all the way, now it's, Dad, I need you to help me do this. Like you messed up in football. Oh man, talk to the coach, man. You in need now. Now you got your hand out, you got your plate, you ready to eat. But it's like when you ain't got them problems going, you smelling yourself the whole time.
So let me ask you this, because just basically how he brought it up. He identified some of this stuff, because I was asking you, I thought you identified from somebody else, but you seeing the example from your daughter and wondering why she doing this, but seeing you doing it as that trait. So with you saying that, and you seeing him doing some of that, Big Mike, do you feel, do you catch yourself, or have you ever seen yourself displaying some of that energy?
I can say now because for one, I ain't have I have nothing this boy had growing up. Now video game, yeah. I ain't never saying I never wasn't decent, but my son, boy, far-fetched from stuff I had. Even different avenues, different stuff he done. Like this boy done went to more. I can't count on one hand how many concerts he done been to. And it's just him in high school. I mean, just being a teenager. Not saying I want to do that, but we probably weren't financial able to do. Well, you know, probably we weren't financial able for me to do those things at that time. So, you know, and then as parents too, we got to watch it too, trying to, I want my child to do something because I didn't get to do that. Or you can keep doing that stuff, and that's just a lot. That's still handing out. They're not letting them earn nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I watch out with that too without watching my giving so much. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And my son know my mentality. His mama different. She had a little more growing up. So that's like I had a little more growing up, and that's cool. You did. Like I tell her, I'm not tripping on that, but I don't want my son to think everything he do is gonna be given and not earned. Because you got to earn this stuff, man. Because you're not gonna be here to do that approach. We don't never know how long we're gonna be able to have that approach. It's like saying if something happened, not saying we want something happen, but just saying if something happened, that approach is gonna stop because you gone. Something happened to me. Something ended up happening to me, my approach is gonna stop. But guess what? I remember how Daddy used to do, how he did it. I remember how Mama did, how they did it. So it's kind of hard when two parents coming from two different aspects, two different avenues, and y'all not doing it together. Because I could have times be like, man, why you buy that? That one, man, he ain't deserve that, man. He ain't earned that. Then guess what? You buy it. Here come that table turn. He make you mad. Oh, I should have never did this. I shouldn't even bought it. I already told you that. But guess what? That's what you want to do. Hey, that button to come back on you. You got to live and learn on it.
I was gonna say, man, Wade kind of quiet up, man. You got anything you want to chime in on? Any
I know I got one for Wade anyway.
But hold on, but I don't want you to jump that far. But hold on, because
change it. Let me say this.
I just been listening.
I'm definitely guilty of.
Because you know I'm a new father.
I'm guilty myself of overcompensating because I didn't have everything I wanted growing up. Yeah. Every Christmas I asked for a go-kart. First time I had a go-kart, I was grown as hell.
Nah, big fat.
And not even living at my mama's house because I didn't have it. And so one thing I found myself guilty of is buying her shit to just be buying. Like, yeah, I spoil the hell out of her. You can have whatever you want, but like you said, as long as you earn it.
Yeah.
When them grades come in, I want to see that room clean. I shouldn't have to remind you there's dishes in the sink. You see it. You walked past it and looked at it. I saw you. So those type of reminders, I think, and part of it comes from, I think, her mom's side and the way she spoils her and what they went through on their side. I was with her for over 5 years. I knew her for like 9. So I was around her family, you know, from a young enough age to see, when I look back, like, wow, it's the puzzle pieces start fitting together a little better. And it makes you want more of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of also where this topic came from. Just one more information, wanting to better myself, and not just for me, but for my daughter.
Yeah.
Because the feelings and experiences I had, I wouldn't wish that on, you know, anybody.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was really just that bad. I'm
No, I got you, man.
not
You
being too dramatic.
You just know
but
you went through some things, man. It wasn't no easy road. There was some bumps, some dips,
Exactly.
some pavements that got to get fixed. That's all.
Hey, I was gonna say that before you jumped the Wade, thing question. I wanted him to get involved too.
Oh, I'm for the dog one.
One thing I can say as far as, me being an analytical person from a child to an adult is that, like I told my mother, like a lot of what your child is taught from their parents. I mean, y'all the first teacher. I mean, if they're you're around a lot of times, or you're a person who keeps them on a short leave, a lot of that behavior comes from that person. Like I look at it like like work, or let's say Chick-fil-A, or just change the Chick-fil-A, right? And of all the ones you go to, that one's the best because of that manager. Somebody had to be the top person to disclose that type of behavior, not just from that level, but all over. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's a reflection. And it's a thing that, I guess when I challenge people is that, do you understand that you're answering your own question? Why is my child so-and-so doing this? Because what did I do? Like we don't ever have a checklist for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? All I hear is a bunch of excuses. I feel like for a lot of times, my mom and my stepdad, as much as, they did, regardless even material stuff that they didn't take time to investigate, And like I said, a lot of like the behavior was always stemmed from survival. Making sure these bills get paid. Don't get me wrong, we had fun. We went out, we did things, but it wasn't told how to it just wasn't enough teachings. Even like trying to get my license, it's like I went to the point of getting a whole thick ass booklet so her to teach me. And all the time she did, sometimes she want to clean up. So I'm like, how? And this is the thing I was telling her too. How can I be progressive when y'all are not helping me?
You got your license at 16.
I got it at 17. I got it at 17.
So did they want you to do it on your own?
This is the thing, right? People will say something and then you will take the initiative, right? But she don't have all the tools. Like she told me once I got my license, I already had my license. I had got that blue car. So reason why I got my license so I could see my girl, because I knew she wasn't gonna do it. I mean, we ain't had Uber. You know what I'm saying? So if I gotta do it myself, right? So I got my license. And also by taking back my stereo that I always wanted. I finally got the stereo that I wanted and I had to take it back within 30 days. Because she would let me look. The old shelf system stereos, yeah, love the CD changer.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I had the best. I finally got the one that I wanted. Then that 2 weeks later, I got a thing in the mail saying, "Hey, school's doing driving license time." I'm like, I'm gonna do that. Well, you can't have both. That was the thing she always told me. I can never have both. But these are two different situations. But it's funny how people, well, you can't have this. I'm like, why? But you tell people, oh, you gotta hustle, you gotta go grind for it. But then you got people telling you that you can't have both. But then when I become a narcissist and don't want to help people, because now I'm a problem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You've been getting told that y'all.
Yeah. So long story short, you know what I'm saying? It was confused. I don't say confused. It was conflicting for me. So I never forget. We got that blue car. I still did. She let me drive to my friend's house. Without my license. I can get my little test in. But it's like you can't drive the car to get your insurance. So I'm like, well, how I go about that? Well, go get it. I'm like, so I ain't on driving a car 3 blocks with my license, no insurance, to talk to a guy about State Farm about some insurance, knowing damn well I can't afford none of this shit. So I go back home and tell her, it's like, what was the point of you doing this for me? Like, I felt almost embarrassed because you didn't give me the tools about what I needed, but you already had like a plan.
Setup type shit.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. But then it's like, I'm gonna do this for you. I'm like, all right, well then, why you just do it at first? I feel like you just wasted my time, doing this stuff.
I
So,
wanted you to go through the steps on your own.
bro,
It be depending to who it is though, Chris. I mean, look, it be depending on who it is.
Edits.
Ugly truth on that end, because I'm gonna tell you, some parents too at that time. I mean, like, cause even mine, I be looking at, and I can say even for myself when I say far as the education, like how far did you really go in education? Cause some in that era, some of them just was happy to just get a degree in high school, and that was. College wasn't even the thought process. Man, I'm just happy to say I graduated. But what is this? But not even saying you have to graduate to know something. But like you said, the little small stuff. Did you ain't take your time to learn how to do this or learn how to do that? You got some parents can't help their kids with homework. Like they looking at their homework. Well, shit, I ain't never seen that before. Why you didn't ask your teacher that? You know what I'm saying? But it'd be like, dang. But we will follow our parents and like you saying, I feel like watch this though. Watch this though. The truth. Probably what you went through and been through. Look what it done to you though. To where now you can guide yourself better. You know what I'm saying? Hey, struggling times I get. Hey, I know what I got to do. Like even like being, you do something that I don't like to do. I don't like to go work upon no damn car. I'd rather pay a man. You would cut that payment out and go do that yourself. So it's so much stuff you to learn from that situation that, man, I could stand on that. And be proud of it and move it on and give it to my daughter or whoever else I can give it to. So it's still good you got it and went through it. And that's another thing the trauma do bring us. It brings some bad stuff to us, but it's some good out there too, because it's some good that we got to flip it on. Because like I tell my little bro, don't use this like we grew up on. It's no handicap, man. Don't crush yourself with that shit.
let me say one thing. Then I want you to cut the young way. So this is what I agree with you on that. It's not to go say, but the thing with me is that no matter. Like my homeboy Bobby said, right? He had this analogy where it's like, we live in a world where it's like a square, right? Mm. Either you live on the top part of it. Hopefully I'm saying it right, bro. But you live on the top of it, you're on the bottom of it, right? Mm. And at the end of the day, that we all trying to go the same way, the path, right? My thing I realize is that what it really boils down to, what kind of person you just individually built. So that's why I was telling them traits is so important, because we can share or see or be around negative. It depends what kind of person you built as. That's why I feel like, not even like over pride, like or any type of egos. I don't like egos, but like I understand what you're saying. But I feel like some people who had the good life still exhibit the same traits as somebody who's on the lower end, who didn't have nothing, right? Because at the end of the day, somebody's lacking something. And that's the damn thing you always kind of bring up, in the way you speak, is that my thing. No matter what part of the spectrum, just saying top or bottom, money or not, you had this or. People are gonna lack something that's gonna make you.
I can give you a good example. The ones that be having the most, I'm gonna tell you, because I done seen that in my own eyes. The ones that had it growing up, and I ain't gonna say they had it. I have to remind people, don't forget, your mom and them had it. That's not your money. So when you on your own, and stuff get real, and you got 25 of your name, they go crazy. You can have 25 of your name, and you can stretch it. You ain't gonna. Hey, I got to make some more money. You're gonna have to do something extra, but you still ain't tripping at that time with that quarter. The person that had it all the time, they not used to that. They not used to that. Yeah. They get low like that. They can call mama and daddy. Hey, send me this. It's wired right. How much, babe? We can't call mom and daddy to get that. But guess what? We gonna find a way to hold on to that and find another way to make it move. But hold on. So, Mr. Wade.
Hey, I wanted to say one more thing too.
Yeah, no.
What's up, man?
Not real talk. This is what I want to know though. I ain't gonna say it's considered trauma, but I'm gonna put a base of trauma, because I know how you said pops went around like that, and I just want to know with the trauma, him not being around like that, and that goes from saying football games, high school games, any little stuff like that you just want to look in the stand or see pops there. How would it affect you on just saying how much you gonna make sure your son don't feel that effect that you felt as you growing up?
I say it affected me. It affected me a lot, like more when I was a child. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you really want them there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I see my mom, I see my granny. You know what I'm saying? Boom, he's not there. You know what I'm saying? But it was it affected me, but I ain't gonna sit up here and say it affected me a whole lot, because growing up I knew he wasn't getting out of prison. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I knew that at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So it was like yeah, I wanted him there, but at the same time, I know the real. You know, so it was like them emotions, they was there, but they wasn't always there because she was always there. You know what I'm saying? And she made sure whatever he couldn't provide from where he was at, she did. You know what I'm saying? She took care of it or whatever.
And I know you see your mama had to tighten up a lot, but as far as not having that other second income that the households have, so I know she had to play a major role. Just like just saying things like how we just work now in our mindset. We can't live off no 40-hour chick. We can, but we can't. So just thinking about mama having one. I'm by myself. I got baby. I'm gonna make sure baby don't see this. The stuff she had to probably extra do because of his presence not being there.
Yeah, and like I know for a fact, I want to say she worked 2 jobs, and she was a full-time student at El Centro too. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what's up.
It was plenty times to where like she doing work in the daytime, doing class at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? I'm a child. You know what I'm saying? I'm inside her class. You know what I'm saying? While the professors and stuff talking and all that. But it wasn't really trauma. It just, I don't know, I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really no bad kid, bro. I ain't getting in trouble or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the only child, so it was like a lot of stuff I did, I had to bump my head and teach myself because it was like she taught me what she could, you know what I'm saying? But I had big cousins, but it was like they taught me whatever they wanted to, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff I had to learn on my own, so I wouldn't just call it trauma. It was trauma, but I look at it like it was a lot of lessons. You know what I'm saying? Like even from what my cousins did, you know what I'm saying? I seen them do a lot of shit that I wasn't supposed to see as a child, so it was like, I know not to go that route. You know what I'm saying? I know not to do that. I know not to do this. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I learned from a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? And shit, a lot of it helped me be the person I am now to where, like, I want to make sure my son don't see none of the stuff that I seen growing up. You know what I'm saying? And be there like my father wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So,
Chad G, man, if you don't mind, can you sum this thing up, man? If you don't mind, man. If you don't mind, you putting a rabbit out the hat, summing it up best way you can, bro.
Hey, just when you feel something, learn how to process it in the work that needs to be done in, whether you get that trait from somewhere, whether you start the trait, wherever it come from, you don't want to pass that same thing on. That's why you feeling it. And that's why I was glad Joe came, gave this topic, and I'm glad that a lot of stuff he was saying didn't even come from somebody else. It came from him knowing and not judging yourself, but taking accountability to yourself before we pass this on to the next person. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you feeling this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's meant for you to do something about. But it's like, fuck it, I ain't gonna do nothing. Then you go ahead and do it to your kid. And then they do, you know what I'm saying? They doing the same thing, and then that's how it just stayed there. But it's like the feeling is there for us to change and want something different, because we not saying this is the best option. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with getting better. That's what we supposed to do every day. Just wake up and just be a better person. And if it should feel good, but that's if you got that mindset. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got to say about the whole thing. Just put in the work for it.
Well said.
Just before we go,
yes, sir. What you got for us?
Just back to therapy real quick. Don't be embarrassed about therapy. You're not crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Sometimes we just need a little kick in the ass to open our eyes. A lot of jobs have the EAP, Employee Assistance Program, that pay for you to go to counseling. Go try it out. Give it a chance. You know, you might like it, you might not. Find somebody else to talk to, but talk to somebody about it. That's all I got. I appreciate y'all for having me.
No.
Yes,
We
sir.
appreciate
Yes,
you,
sir.
man,
Yes,
for
sir.
the topic. We appreciate the time. We appreciate Chad G swinging that mic back and forth.
We gonna figure some shit out of that. We want to have you come back, but it ain't gonna be until we figure this shit out.
We really do.
I get on a Zoom call.
Nah. We gonna get our game right. This really was our first time having an in-house guest. So, but we gonna make it work regardless of what it is, man. But
If you ain't family, you ain't company.
you know what I'm saying? But we do appreciate the time, the topic. I mean, everybody chime in or whatever, man. Want to say thank you. Until the next time. Two sides to the story podcast. It's the host B Mike
Young Wade in the cut.
Ugly truth.
And Chad G with Joe.
with Joe. Featuring
With
Joe.
Joe.
You didn't hit your baby though, Chad.
I didn't because I was with Joe.
Baby.